Whenever. I guess being one of those experienced wrestlers in the room, is how have you looked to kind of lead the younger class this year?
Yeah, we have an amazing class. You know, the girls are great, and we have I like how we have a variety from heavyweight to little weights. So I think it's just great to see their talent, and they're in a room of like girls that have been at the top level, national level, one national, stuff like that. So it's great for them to just look up to us and kind of follow our lead because they're the ones that will be here, you know, in the years to come. A lot of us are graduating kind of soon, so it's just great that you know, we can set a standard and they're going to be able to implement that in on the team and just take this school to the most national titles anyone has ever seen.
With all of your experience, what does it mean for you to be able to host the first NCAA championships in Iowa?
Yeah, I mean, the first NCAA championships, you know, committing to just thinking about going to college, still wasn't a thing. So I really didn't expect it to be so soon, in the sense of me being able to actually compete in it. So that's just super exciting. You know, I've always watched the NCAAs growing up, in all different sports, but especially the wrestling. So being able to actually accomplish that, like getting an NCAA title, is going to be super exciting. And then the best part is that it's in Iowa, so it's just all falling into place. And I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to help hold it. You know, we're the first Big Ten program, so why not have the first NCAA championships here in Iowa City?
What's your relationship like with Kylie? Coach talked about how competitive you guys get, and she mentioned how you guys kind of push each other like no one else.
Yeah, no, Kylie's an amazing partner. She's an awesome wrestler, and so it's just great to have her as a teammate. And the fact that she's a little bit bigger than me, you know, it's perfect for her to work on her speed, technique, strength, and it's great for me to work on my strength, stuff like that. And, you know, she just came back from winning U23 World Championships, so clearly she has amazing talent and world level talent, so it's perfect for me to, you know, compete against her, train with her, stuff like that, and just be able to push each other. You know, me, Macy, and Kylie, we're at like different weights, but we're very close together, so it's just perfect that, you know, we can use each other to help each other and win world and Olympic titles.
What was your takeaway from Worlds this summer, specifically the semifinal, and how proud, disappointed that you would have been with that result, how proud were you to wrestle back for bronze? First time you probably had to wrestle back in a long time, and the way you won that bronze medal match.
No, yeah, so World Championships, you know, it was nothing like no other. I mean, I've never been to Senior World, so it was my first time. And, you know, I did change weight classes, so the girls were a lot more different. They were faster, smaller, more technical, and so it was definitely something that I had to adapt to. And unfortunately in the semis, you know, I lost to the Japanese girl, but you know, I just learned a lot, and I was so happy to still wrestle for bronze medal, because sometimes when you lose, you're out. And so I really took the things that I learned from that match and was able to come back and beat the Turkish girl and take bronze. And so, you know, I feel very comfortable at this weight. I'm super excited to wrestle the Japanese girl again in the future, hopefully sometime soon. And, you know, just the results will definitely be different. I'm still training, I'm learning new things, and it's just great to see that I'm at a high level, but I'm not at the peak of where I could be, because I'm still not a world champ or an Olympic champ, so there's definitely room to grow. But, you know, I had a lot of fun and a lot of great takeaways.
So growing women's wrestling has always been a priority for this program and things of that nature. How much is that a point of pride for you as one of the big faces of women's wrestling in this country right now?
Yeah, I think, you know, as I was a little girl growing up wrestling, I only wrestled and compete against guys, so I really didn't expect myself to be a leader in the sport, and just to see how far women's wrestling has came. So just seeing how big it is now, you know, I continue wanting to keep growing the sport. This new league called Real American Freestyle, I think it's great because it's a professional league that will be able to take off worldwide, and this is going to help women's wrestling included, because, you know, it's one of the fastest growing sports in the nation. So they're putting girls matches and stuff like that, people like Helen Marula, Sarah Hildebrandt. And so just being able to be a part of that organization, plus Iowa wrestling, and being with Team USA, it's just something that I've learned that, you know, I have to take a lead in the sport of women's wrestling, and I'm just doing the best I can to do so, and not just being a good opponent on the mat, but off the mat, and just showing girls that, you know, wrestling teaches you a lot, accountability, discipline. I mean, I just got back from a test, but like I took a lot of time to, you know, study stuff like that, and it just shows that wrestling isn't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. So just taking that and just showing girls that you can do anything, especially in this tough sport, I think is huge. And I'm just trying to be the best person I can to promote women's wrestling.
Those big throws have always been something for you that have been a part of your style and things like that. But I think the cool thing about it is we've seen a lot of younger girls kind of like tag you and stuff, be like, look, I
Yeah.
did this. Has that been something that's been cool for you to see, like younger girls want to be a part of the sport and grow it because of some of the things you've been able to do?
Yeah, I think it's so cool, like, because I definitely wanted to be, I didn't know how to switch my niche a little bit, and so I knew blast doubles were huge growing up, but then when I started hitting the suplex, I was like, oh shoot, like this is kind of different from other wrestlers. So, I try to do that in as many matches as possible just because it's so fun, but then the fact that other people are doing it and they're actually tagging me and being like, look what I did, look, Kennedy Blaze, look, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, and I've actually seen better ones than mine, so I'm just like very impressed. And it's just exciting because it's getting on other platforms, like social media platforms, big ones, and it's just kind of steering away from wrestling as a whole, but it's showing that women wrestlers are beasts too. So I think it's just amazing, and I'm super excited for this year to come. We have our first home duel this weekend, so I'm excited to see something big that I can do, like a suplex. But yeah, I think just people imitating the things that and just tagging me in it is just huge because I want to react to it, and then they think like they can see that there's a connection. So it's just really inspiring as a whole.
Thanks, Kennedy.